Everybody, welcome to the Village Guy. For those of you joining for the first time, here we chat to people of Paul and Wellington doing amazing things and following their dreams. One of the inserts we have is we chat to people from Paul abroad, just to find out what they're doing abroad. What's it like living in a different country? And one of those individuals is Cleo Cupido. He is currently in South Korea and he's teaching there. And I wanted to find out, just how things are that side, but also more about the teaching overseas and also how the TEFL works, because a lot of people have asked me questions about TEFL. And this is also one of the reasons we're chatting to Cleo. So let's hear what Cleo Cupido has to say in South Korea.
Management is a Paarl-based waste management company offering a complete waste management solution. Their services include recycling, food waste composting, medical waste and hazardous waste safe disposal, as well as general waste management. The goal of Jumper Waste is to divert as much waste from landfill as possible and to assist clients with responsible disposal solutions. To find out more about their company, visit their website at www.jumperwaste.co.za.
What's happening, Cleo?
Man, as you can see, it's cold as baie koud die kan, bro. Is damn cold. It's damn cold. But other than that, man, it's good. Actually today, school actually finished at 11:30 because in Korea, high school students have to write SATs, you know?
Okay.
Scholastic ability tests, and that means that some of our public school teachers have to go help with invigilations. So school ended early basically today.
Like living in South Korea, and why South Korea of all the countries in the world?
Oh yeah, the $1 million question. Well, basically, I work at a public school in South Korea. I've been here for a year and let's see, like 8 months. I actually was planning on leaving for China, but due to many obstacles like COVID, that venture was actually delayed. And by the time I was supposed to leave for China, I decided that I would go with Korea instead, because Korea was actually my first choice, but things were just, in terms of like jobs and interviews and all those type of things, those things were lined up quicker with China as opposed to Korea. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I chose Korea. And man, I like living here, man. It's good. The people are very friendly, very helpful as well. But some I would say some cons are obviously, culture shock at the beginning when you first get here. Language barrier is also a big deal. It's actually bigger issue than what you think, because when you actually get here, you're like, oh no, these people cannot actually speak my language and I can't actually speak their language. So it's like you're like communicating with someone, but there's like a mirror between you, or like a window. You can see each other, but nobody knows what each other is saying, But
what languages are they speaking in South Korea?
Korean, bro, like Hangul.
Okay.
Can
we speak some of it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so why are we not saying, hi Miles, how are you? Enjoy your day in Korean.
안녕하세요, Miles. 반갑습니다. It's like nice to meet you. 잘 지내세요? How was your day? All those type of things.
Oh, nice and fluent.
Yeah.
And tell me,
it's mostly survival, reading, writing, speaking. But what I can say is dating Korean girls does help. It does help with the Korean,
Tell us a bit about what's the culture like in South Korea?
Yeah, so the culture, like Korean culture, as a society, they are very homogeneous, you know. So it's like they stick to what they know, you know. It's very rare that they will deter from what they know and gravitate towards something different, you know. Also, one thing about that I've noticed with Korean culture is they love trends, you know. Anything that's hot right now, they jump on it, you know. And that's like the big thing that's going on, like whether it's cherry blossom season or it's a new soft drink that's available or a new dance on TikTok, you know, they're gonna be on it and stuff like that until it obviously dies out and stuff. And yeah, South African, there is a big South African community actually, whether you're in the north side of South Korea or whether you're in the south. So, because I'm with the public school program, right? You can't choose your placement. So, I was lucky enough to be placed in Gyeonggi-do. So, if you know, or if you check on the map, if you know about Seoul, Seoul is like shoot me if I'm inaccurate, but I see it as like it's like the New York of South Korea, right? Seoul is like the New York of South Korea, and everything happens in Seoul. Everything happens in Seoul. Events, the hottest clubs, scenery, everything like celebrities. If you want to see celebrities, if you want to do sightseeing, it's always Seoul, like roundabout in Seoul side. So anyway, I was lucky to be placed in Gyeonggi-do, just outside of Seoul. And one friend, he's actually from New Orleans, from Paul. He's been living in South Korea for like I think 7 years now. And I told him back before COVID, I told him that, yo man, I'm gonna come to Asia soon, and we gotta link up. And then eventually, like 3 years later, I like messaged him while I was in quarantine. I was like, "Yo, man, I'm actually here now. Let's meet up." Blah blah blah. And then yeah, eventually me and him went out to Seoul. We were hanging out in Itaewon. Itaewon is like the neighborhood for foreigners. You know, it's like the party area. Basically like Long Street. And then yeah, and then the one buddy, he actually hosts events like South African events. And when that takes place, you see a huge amount of South Africans that you did not even know exist in South Korea pull up at the events. And it's like, it feels like you're back in South Africa.
Yeah.
It honestly feels like you're back in South Africa. Like everyone's speaking your language, you know, there's no language barrier. You get to speak Afrikaans. It's like, oh my goodness. Finally, you know.
What are your subjects that you're teaching at the school?
Okay, so I'm not a homeroom teacher, right? A homeroom teacher is a teacher that teaches all the different subjects to the students, right? So you have your own grade. Like for example, if you work at an international school in South Korea, which I will get to in a moment, the different kinds of schools, you know, the institutions that you can work at. If you work at like an international school, you are given one class, like for example, grade 6. Huisjulle-leities, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you teach them as English, as PE, as geschiedenis, all that stuff. You teach all of those things. They don't go to anyone else except you. But for me, at my school, my kids have like Korean history. They have Korean as a language. They have PE. They go to all these different classes. And then they have English grammar and vocab. They go to the Korean English teacher for that.
All
But to me for English conversation class. So they get to hear how English is spoken from a native English speaker, you know?
Tell me, Cleo, so what are the kids like? So I don't know if you taught in South Africa to compare them with, but what are, like you always see on internet and social media that it looks like the kids are very disciplined, like everything is in place. What are the kids like in class?
Man, I'm gonna tell you this, man. It's very dependent on your school. You know, at which kind of school you are at, and how your school, how the behavior of your students are at your school. Because remember, in Korea, they follow the American education curriculum. For example, in South Africa, we have primary school. It's two discernible things. We have primary school and then we have high school, right? In Korea, it's elementary school, which is called Chodeonghakyo, right? That's like from grade one, or I think, yeah, grade one until grade six. And then you have middle school, which is grade seven to grade nine. And then high school, which is grade 10 to grade 12. But yeah, across the board, the knowledge of English is pretty good. My class is way different than all the other classes. It's like
Mm.
big. Let me show you. Let me give you like a little bit of
Yeah,
a.
let me see.
This is what it looks like. So yeah, you
Oh,
have your TV, right?
right.
So my laptop is connected to my TV, and then the textbook is shown on screen, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let me give you an example quickly. The digital version of the textbook opening up, right? So it looks like this kind of. All right. So now this pops up. Boom. All right. So now this pops up.
It looks like
And
Grand
then
West.
yeah. And the kids hate that sound, bro. They hate that sound because now they have to write and they hate writing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they said with their textbooks over here, so like you see, it's all groups, right?
Okay.
They sit in their groups, blah blah blah, and then what I like to do is to keep them engaged. I got like these numbers: team one, team two, team three, team seven, team eight, and if they answer correctly, they get a point. You know,
Okay.
and then students with the highest points, they get candy, usually from this jar. You know,
Okay.
all right,
Okay. I mean,
that's like the incentive. Yeah.
Cleo, tell me a bit about South Korea. Like, tell me,
Uh-huh.
um, probably not in too much detail, but what's the political landscape? Of course, is a neighbor to North Korea, and everybody knows who North Korea is. But like, what is South Korea like? What sport are they interested? What do South Korea people do for fun? Are there any sports? And then, do you have natural disasters like tsunamis and volcanoes?
Yes, good question. So to be honest with you, just like Thailand, man, we don't really speak about politics like that, um, like presidential type things, like try to give your own viewpoint and things like that. Well, I for one try to steer away from it, but anyway, yeah. The main popular sport over here is soccer. Soccer is very big, especially at my school as well. Students are always playing soccer. If we had the cool early on, I actually would have showed you outside how they were playing soccer. Um, Baseball is also very popular, as well as basketball. And yeah, that's like the main sports.
What about Mother Nature? Is she kind to South Korea?
Summer is a different summer over here, man. It's a different summer over here, dude. Like back home, if it's summer, it's dry, right? Nibru over here, if it's summer, it's raining, dude. It's raining, but it's like 37 degrees, dude. It's 38 degrees. It's humid, bro. It's disgusting, man. I hate it, dude. Thunder showers, monsoon weather, bro. They call it monsoon weather. And like last year, we actually had these big, huge floods in Seoul. And like what would happen is the government would actually send everyone messages like warnings, like, okay, the water level is this high, avoid this areas, avoid that areas, and if there's any kind of disaster or whatever, this is what the necessary precautions that you have to undertake, all those type of things. And then what's crazy is that last year or this year I knew, okay, August monsoon season starts. I wanna leave South Korea for my vacation. I wanna go somewhere where the monsoon season isn't that hectic, man. So me and my girl at the time, we actually went to Thailand. Okay, went to Thailand for first week of August. We got there. I was like, hey man, no monsoon with it. Nice, dope. This is good. This is good. First few days was good, man. Like probably like 6 days into the or 5 days into the 9 days we were there. Boom! It's just rain and it stops, and then it's rain and then it stops, and then it rain and then it stops. So yeah, man, that's Mother Nature in a nutshell. And like when it's winter, man,
Yeah.
you know it's winter, dude. Like it's winter. It's winter, winter, winter. You experience like minus when I go to work, right? When I leave my apartment, that's like about 7:40. It's already like minus 3 degrees, -4 degrees, sometimes even -7 degrees, dude.
What was your process into getting into South Korea? Of course, tell us a bit about the TEFL, what it is, and like if kids want to go teach overseas, like what's the best way to do it now that you have the experience?
Okay, best way to do it, I would say first thing you have to do is regardless if you know that okay you going to want to do like you want to teach ESL in the future, that's like either plan A or that's going to be a plan B. I would suggest is first thing is get a degree, regardless whether it's in English, linguistics, whether it's in science, whether it's in law. Make sure you get a degree, and then you have to do, because a lot of the institutions, or actually all the institutions, require you to have a degree. And then obviously your TEFL can range from completing 120 hours to 100, I think it's like 60, and then 120, and then you get 180. I speak under correction, but it's one of those options, because one of the options is like you can actually do physical teaching also as experience with your TEFL. You should have in mind before coming abroad, because you need to have a sense of what you want and what you
Yeah.
don't want. Because
Yeah.
if you don't have that firmly in place, that's where institutions can bully you, and then you get yourself in a crappy situation where you like South Korea has left a bad impression on you, or where China has left a bad impression on you, blah blah blah. So what I said, my guidelines were, okay, I want to work in the morning and I want to work in the afternoon, Monday to Friday. I'm clear.
Yeah.
And I want to teach middle school or high school, and I'm done.
Yeah.
Because I used to teach university students back home. So anyway, yeah. The process was I looked up public school teaching programs, and I saw
Okay.
Epic. I saw Epic online. What is Epic? Okay, Google search, and then I was like, oh yes, Epic. My one colleague at work, he was also part of this program 2 years ago, and he loved it. And I saw the reviews, and then I saw, okay, applications are open August. So I was like, what? Okay, that happened 2 weeks ago. Let me get onto that. Let me jump onto that. So long story short, the whole process took me about 6 months from applying to getting here. Took me about 6 months to get here. Yeah.
Okay, and tell me, what do you miss the most about South Africa?
Yo, bra. Yo, bra. Yo, bra. Yo, bra. I miss King Pie, bro. I miss Gatsby's, bro. I miss KWV Brandy. I miss, yo, man, I miss a lot of things, dude. I miss lasagna. I miss samosas. I miss young a lot of Afrikaans around me, dude.
And
You
what's
know?
is the alcohol freely available in South Korea? Is it like normal, no restrictions?
Nah, let me tell you this. Alcohol, like bottles, like Absolute vodka and Ballantines, it's way more expensive, man. You pay about, I don't know what's the price right now in South Africa, but you pay like, I think 400 and probably for a bottle over here.
Yeah.
But alcohol is available everywhere, any time of the day.
Tell me, why like expense? So what you earn in comparison to what this price is of life in South Korea? Is it all relative, or is it like?
It is kind of relative. Like I said, certain things are expensive, but what I've realized for me now is I could save more money back home because I didn't have access to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, what you gonna do when you have leave days? You're just gonna chill at home, back home. You're just gonna hang out with your bras or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can like hop onto a plane. I can go to Manila. I can fly to Japan. I can fly to Thailand. It's what, 4 hours, you know?
Yeah.
So you spend more money in that sense, depending on how you live. If you're that type of person who wants to garner a lot of experiences while living here, you're gonna spend a lot of money. But I mean, why not?
Yeah.
When's gonna come around again in your life? Where can you say that, yeah, I'm gonna hop into a plane? China's 1 hour away,
Yeah.
Japan's an hour away, Thailand 6 hours away. My buddy, he actually just left. He left Korea. He's been here 5 years. An American dude. Me and him became very close friends. And he's actually in Vietnam right now.
So what's
Man,
the long-term plan, Cleo? Are you planning to come back, or are you planning to stay forever?
man, I can tell you this much. I'm not. I don't want to go back home and figure things out. I don't want to go back and like start from the beginning, but I do want to go back home to visit, definitely. Maybe next year sometime. But yeah, man, I'm riding the wave until it ends. Like,
And so say good. Give us some language in Korea, like say
yes,
thanks for
yes.
the interview, Miles, and
Uh,
hello to everybody back home in Paul.
Hello to everyone back home in Paul. Yo, man, I don't have to say that, but I can say I can say okay, I can say this. 감사합니다. 좋은 하루 보내세요. It means thank you and have a great day.
I think we've covered everything. What I wanted from the interview, we've got a bit about South Korea culture, what's happening. We got a bit about TEFL and how to get your foot into the door teaching overseas.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we've all the questions I had on my page, I've covered. I think the reason why I'm asking these questions is that I've come across a lot of people that are interested in teaching overseas. They just don't know the process. A lot of them ask about the TEFL, but that's why we're doing these type of chats. So, I mean, maybe to educate those that possibly want to go teach overseas.
Yeah, man. I mean, the TEFL, I would suggest doing that as soon as possible because
Yeah.
unlike your PCC, it doesn't expire. Once you have it, it's done. And
Yeah.
always, I would advise to all the viewers or listeners that prerequisite is 120 hours.
Yeah.
120 hours, and individuals or applicants need to ensure that it is from an accredited institution. They must make sure that they don't get scammed.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're doing this, because a lot of people have told me they've got scammed, they're given money, and they find out that they're not accredited, and when they submit all their documents, it's not accepted.
yes, and that's also the thing with submitting the documents and trying to get your documents back quicker. Don't do that because
Yeah.
you can get blacklisted.
Yeah.
And then you can never enter the countries ever again. You can never come to Asia because they see that your documents have been falsified.
Yeah.
So if you're applying for Hagwons, be very careful. You have to be very thorough, especially with the company itself.
Yeah.
You need to see that if they are a legitimate company, do research, ask people who actually work there. However, with public school, you don't have to worry about that. Oh, good, man. Thanks once again for having me on the platform, man. It was a blast chatting with you, man. And if you have any other questions, feel free to ask me. And one last thing, one parting thought is that people shouldn't give up, man. They shouldn't give up.
100%. 100%.
Right.
Thanks, dude.
Okay, I got you, man. Have a good day. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.